Good day. Welcome to Dylan's Daily Show, and it's truly a good day for freedom because the Supreme Court ruled today in a 7-2 decision that the Colorado Civil Rights Commission showed an impermissible hostility toward religion when it found that Baker Jack Phillips violated the state's anti-discrimination law by rebuffing gay couple David Mullins and Charlie Craig in 2012. So this is the infamous gay baker case, the bake the cake case, where obviously David Mullins and Charlie Craig come into the bakery. They ask Jack Phillips to bake a cake for their gay wedding. Jack Phillips, being a Christian, says, no, I'm not going to do that because I don't agree with it. And it sparks complete outrage from the left. I mean, they lose their minds. And so the Colorado Civil Rights Commission comes out and says they violated anti-discrimination laws, which is not the case. That did not happen. The Supreme Court said that he was just ruling against religion. So the baker has the right to not bake the cake, which I think is great. Now, again, this is a 7-2 decision. 2 liberals joined 5 conservatives in voting for this, so it wasn't just straight down the line. There were some liberals on this as well. But this is great. I mean, I think this decision is fantastic, and I'm going to get into that more. Now, there are 2 things that the decision did not address. It did not issue a definitive ruling on the circumstances under which people can seek exemptions from anti-discrimination laws based on their religious values or views. Sorry, same thing, pretty much. And it also did not address important claims raised in the case, including whether baking a cake is a kind of expressive act protected by the Constitution's free speech guarantee. So the first thing it didn't address is basically saying, you can't. It didn't make clear what you're allowed to get out of doing based on religious values. And it also didn't address if baking a cake is an act of free speech. But this is something that the government shouldn't have even been involved in. I'm glad that the government ruled in the way it did. I'm glad the Supreme Court ruled the way it did. But they shouldn't have gotten involved to begin with. Nor should the Colorado Civil Rights Commission. I mean, first of all, this is a free country. All right, it's a private business. They're not a government-owned business. So if Jack Phillips didn't want to bake the cake, then David Mullins and Charlie Craig, guess what? You got to go somewhere else. I mean, that's just how it works. I'm sorry. But the government should not have the right to force people in a private company to do what they do not want to do. If the situation reversed, right, let's say that Jack Phillips was a Muslim and 2 gay people come in. Remember, it's against the Quran too. 2 gay people come in, ask to bake the cake. If he says no, what side would the liberals have taken? I feel like they attacked this so strongly because Jack Phillips is a Christian. And obviously Christianity is under attack in this country. I mean, that's just blatantly clear. But the government shouldn't have a ruling in this at all. Now, it's funny because when I come out and say something like that, or when that argument is posed, that the government shouldn't have even taken a look at this, that people in a private company should be able to decide to do whatever the hell they want to do, a lot of people will say, well, it'll just breed racism and hatred, and we'll just see a rise in Nazism and all this blah, blah, blah. Like, they just explode thinking that all of a sudden these, like, racist people are going to come out of the woodwork and start opening companies because now they can refuse service. No, that's not going to happen. And even if it does happen, the free market will deal with that, as it has in the past. If an African-American fellow walks into a racist shop and the owner says, you cannot, I know we have anti-discrimination laws, but let's pretend those don't exist. If the guy says, we're not serving you, get out of here, people will stop going there because they'll realize that it's a problem. That's just how the free market works. They'll say, hey, I don't like the way they treat their customers. I'm not going there anymore. And they'll go out of business. If there's actually a problem, then the company will go out of business, right? Now, I understand some anti-discrimination laws. That makes sense. I mean, it's just a way for the government to keep that in check, but you don't really need those. I genuinely believe that you do not really need those anti-discrimination laws. I believe that you can get rid of all those and the free market will deal with everything. If this was a really bad case, then this would have been taken care of by the free market. But this guy's doing fine. I mean, who knows how I don't know, honestly, how he's doing. He was obviously attacked by the media and the left very strongly for something that does not make a difference. But let's take a look at the NFL, for example, right? The government did not rule in the NFL situation. The NFL, the players were kneeling. Obviously, Trump tried to step in, which I don't agree with him stepping in directly. He can say whatever he wants about it, but he should not, take obviously try to pass anything through Congress or have any bills forcing the NFL to make players stand. But he said something about it, and the players boycotted. The American people decided that, hey, we do not agree with what the NFL is doing. We are going to boycott the NFL. And they did, and the NFL changed their policy. All right, there you go. Free market handled it. The free market will handle a lot of situations. People lose faith in the free market. People lose faith in freedom. They want the government to deal with all their problems, and the government likes that. They like being in that position where the people are reliant on them for solutions. They have a problem, you ask the government. You don't look to yourself, you don't look to your peers, you look to the government. Oh, look, this guy won't bake me a cake because he doesn't agree with me getting married, which marriage is something that the government shouldn't have even taken control of in the first place. But, this baker doesn't agree with me getting married. I'm going to go take it to the government and they'll solve this problem. They'll set you straight. I mean, does this not sound like we're losing freedom? The government shouldn't even be able to rule on these things. This should have been a free market decision. He's not violating anybody's rights. He's not going to his other baker buddies and saying, hey, don't bake for these guys. I just turned them down. It's your turn to turn them down now. Turn them down. No, they can go to another bakery easily. How many bakeries are there? There's plenty. There's nothing special about this bakery. They just wanted to be outraged about it. This happened in 2012, and it's just now getting solved. And I guarantee you the liberals are still going to be outraged about this because they want to be. The government didn't rule with them. They looked to the government for the solution. The government said, no, this guy is obviously his First Amendment right to do what he wants. He's a private business owner. And they're going, wait. You're not ruling with us. We came to you for solutions. Why are you not ruling with us? I mean, it's just the whole situation's stupid. But anyway, I wanted to make a video about this because I think it's important to address that point, that this should not have even been discussed by the Colorado Civil Rights Anti-Discrimination Commission, whatever the hell it is. It's irrelevant. It shouldn't have been discussed by them. Not at all. The Supreme Court had to hear it because of the steps that had been taken beforehand by the Colorado Civil Rights Commission, but it shouldn't have been heard by the Supreme Court at all. It shouldn't have been addressed by the Civil Rights Commission. This was a waste of time. They should have just found a new baker and moved on from there. The free market will handle things, like I said. Comment down below. Do you agree with me? Do you think these anti-discrimination laws are important? Do you think it's important that that Christian bakers should be able to deny service? Should Muslim bakers be able to deny service? Let me know in the comments down below. If you enjoyed the video, feel free to subscribe so you don't miss out on any more. I will catch up with you guys next time. Bye-bye.